I've created this illustration because I wanted to be able to compare the Myers-Briggs personality types through their cognitive functions, and I couldn't find a place where all this information was neatly packed. I'm pretty new to the Myers-Briggs system, and the cognitive functions have so far seemed the most useful part of it. On this video I will cover why I ended up creating this two-circle illustration, what can be seen in it, and how it works. At first, I tried to create a regular table with the types and their functions, but that wasn't as straightforward as I imagined it to be. The table ended up being quite messy, and quite soon after sharing it with other people, I realized I kind of knew how to make it better. Still, this first version had me understand that through their cognitive functions, half of Myers-Briggs types were polar opposites of the other half of the types. As I listed down the types and their functions, I noticed that the types separated into two groups. I also realized that the functions formed a kind of tiling pattern. These two notions led me into creating two circles. The circle on the left shows all the types that predominate with perceiving functions, and the circle on the right shows the types that predominate with judging functions. Extroverted types are found on the outer rims of the circles, and introverted types are found at the center of the circles. For the cognitive stack between the types, I used a car model by the Personality Hacker organization. From their website I got also the names for the functions. The functions are visually coded as follows. Patterns for judging functions have straight shapes, thinking has a stripe pattern, and feeling has a triangular pattern. Patterns for perceiving functions have round shapes, sensing has a dotted pattern, and intuiting has a circular pattern. The diagram also shows how each function is always paired with an unchanging other function, creating 4 function pairs. These 4 pairs are called polarities because of the opposing qualities of the functions. Each polarity has 2 possible positions on the stacks, 2 reading orders, and 2 polarities to pair up with. Together, the combinations form the 16 personality types. The function stack order is read starting from the chosen personality type. The nearest function is the strongest and is called the driver by the Personality Hacker. Personality Hacker calls the other 3 layers Copilot, 10-year-old, and 3-year-old respectively. The function on each passing layer is weaker than the previous. For the opposite types, the reading order of the stack is reversed. There are 2 distinctions to be noted here. The first is that every other function is extroverted and every other is introverted. This is made visible with color. Extroverted functions are green and introverted functions are purple. The other distinction is that the driver and also the 3-year-old functions are unconscious, and the Copilot and the 10-year-old functions are conscious. This is made visible through the change in darkness. Unconscious functions have a dark background and conscious functions have a light background. By conscious and unconscious are meant that the type is more aware of using some functions and the other functions are used more automatically and unawarely. To me, the strength of this illustration is that you can easily compare the function stacks side by side. If you can recognize 1 or 2 functions the person is using, you can try and see which cognitive stack might fit them best. I hope you will find this useful too.